Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic. Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Shalom, family. Good to see everyone here. Hope you're doing well. Well, I got more on the fireballs. Over the past 24 hours, it's been sightings in 16 states. And, I remember the last time we did this, it was Massachusetts, I believe, the last time. And they're saying, the astronomers are saying the activity has increased in 2016. There are a lot of meteorites coming into our atmosphere. Now, I don't know if they fully understand why, but I look at it as another sign and wonder from the Most High. An increase in meteor activity more now than ever before. That says a lot, you know? So we're going to look at several states, people that captured it in several different states. And the biggest activity is the East Coast. And I can kind of understand why. There's a lot of connection to slavery over here on the East Coast. There is Wall Street, where the first slaves were sold. And we know the slave states all up and down the East Coast. And we have Washington, D.C., where the president is located. I can kind of see why that would happen. I could see why the East Coast would be under a lot of judgment too. You know, it's a lot of evil stuff that has gone on over here. I know it has been nationwide, but it's been exceptional on the East Coast. When you start looking at the history, it's been very wicked. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Y'all, please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Destruction, huh? Yeah. Oh, this has been going on. I think this is like the third time I've done a video on the fireballs because it's happening so frequently. This is the third time I'm showing it on live. Thank you, everybody, for the ones. Thank you.
Another meteor lit up the sky last night, this time in southern Michigan just before midnight, with doorbell cameras capturing the fireball as it burned through the Earth's atmosphere. It was 40 times brighter than the planet Venus, according to NASA, And this comes after another meteor triggered a sonic boom heard across New England over the weekend, barreling through the atmosphere at 100 times the speed of sound. That one was about 5 feet wide and weighed more than 5 metric tons before exploding with a force of roughly 230 tons of TNT. I assume we're getting hit by these micrometeors all the time.
All the time. There are tons of debris that is hitting the atmosphere all the time, but it burns up and doesn't reach the ground.
Avi Loeb is a professor of science at Harvard University.
What everyone heard across Massachusetts was a loud boom, and that is simply because the object was moving much faster than the speed of sound.
And last week, this meteor was seen streaking through the Buffalo, New York area. But despite the rash of meteor sightings lately, Professor Loeb says we have no reason to worry.
There is no major risk to humanity at the moment, at least for the next century or more.
Those meteors are about 30 feet wide and typically hit in unpopulated areas. The bigger ones are larger than a football field. We can see those well in advance. So experts say enjoy the shooting stars when we're lucky enough to see them. Tony?
All right, will do, Rob. Thank you very much.
Another meteor lit up the sky last night, this time in southern Michigan, just before midnight, with doorbell cameras capturing the fireball as it burned through the Earth's atmosphere. It was 40 times brighter than the planet Venus, according to NASA. And this comes after another meteor triggered a sonic boom heard across New England over the weekend, barreling through the atmosphere at 100 times the speed of sound. That one was about 5 feet wide and weighed more than 5 metric tons before exploding with a force of roughly 230 tons of TNT. I assume we're getting hit by these micrometeors all the time.
All the time. There are tons of debris that is hitting the
This time in southern Michigan, just before midnight, with doorbell cameras capturing the fireball as it burned through the Earth's atmosphere. It was 40 times brighter than the planet Venus, according to NASA. And this comes after another meteor triggered a sonic.
All right, will do, Rob. Thank you very much.
Hundreds of fireballs were reported over the United States in the last 30 days. Researchers say 2026 may be seeing more large fireballs than usual. They're still trying to figure out why.
And here are the 15 states. Look at this. Looks a little different on the camera here. It's a little brighter, but it kind of just lit up the sky there. I mean, you can see the whole tone of everything, even like the porch light. You can see it reflecting on the table light there. You see how it's on the glass table right there. So pretty large and luminescent fireball over these 15 states. Here are the 15 states: Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Kansas, Mississippi, Missouri, Minnesota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas, right? All had people reporting. There was over 390 reports just from this one last night that happened on the night of June 14th and June 15th, all right? And you guys can see here as well, one more view of this, right? This is a video from Kaylee Johnson in Arkansas. Absolutely otherworldly, right? And you can see every video has like a green hue to it, right? And you can see it kind of breaking apart as well there at the end. And why are we seeing so many different fireballs like this entering Earth's atmosphere, specifically over the United States? And specifically, they keep coming from the same angle. They keep coming from the Atlantic Ocean on the East Coast and fly in westward, all right? And people are saying they saw this one over Texas. So we've seen a pattern of this. There's been a lot of them. If you guys remember at the end of May, I think it was like May 30th, maybe 31st, where people in Massachusetts and New England heard these sonic booms that shook people's homes, and there was a massive explosion in the sky. That was apparently a meteor as well. That's what we were told. Also on June 13th, there were several events as well that were reported in Maryland, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia. All right, this was the night before, the 13th into the 14th.
So, y'all, these things, the reason why you're hearing the sonic booms and you're seeing these at night, these things are coming in around the clock. They're coming in day and night. And, like I said, the scientists cannot figure out why we are getting so many meteorites in the sky. So it doesn't matter if it's daytime or nighttime, they are being spotted in the sky all over the country. So, and you heard they're coming from the Atlantic on the East Coast, and then it goes more inland. That's why you got people in Arkansas, Michigan, Missouri, Texas. They're also seeing these meteorites too. And, you already know about the different places up and down the East Coast, Florida, the Carolina, South Carolina was like the end of May. There were sightings there. And the sonic booms, I've been showing that as well. So it's amazing. So far, none of them have been life-threatening, but we don't know what's coming, and with the activity increased, which means this is probably going to go on for the rest of this year, and it might even increase in 2027 at this point.
And then last night, we had this even bigger one, this green fireball, which is absolutely, mind-blowing to see. And there was also one on June 10th that was reported in California and Nevada, a bright fireball. Another one on June 2nd during the evening hours as it was getting dark. This was reported in Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, New York, Ohio, Ontario, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. All right, so there's just been a ton of these meteor sightings. And even the American Meteorological Society put out a statement saying that the increase in these is happening, right? It's not, you're not imagining that there's been more of these meteors and more sightings, especially. People have been seeing them. They've been a lot more visible, right? And I've seen lots of, shooting stars where it's debris burning up or small meteors, but these are huge. These are lighting up. They've never lit up anything. They're always very distant, and they barely have any light to them. And you can see here the porch lights on in the back, and you can still see it, right? If it was a shooting star with this big porch light on in the neighborhood, you couldn't even see it, right? Because the light from it is so faint. So these are very large meteors. I think they said one weighed like 30,000 tons that was seen last month. And this has been going on the past few months, right? So let me know what you guys think down below. What is your theory of what's going on with all these sightings?
All right, y'all. there. It could be just more space debris is above us, because I mean, look, all this stuff is always moving around, up in outer space. So it could be that just more of these meteors have moved around Earth, and we're just seeing so many of them come in. But the activity is stepping up more and more. So I have not been able to catch any in the sky. I do go out and look, but so far I have not been able to catch any. But there are people here in my state in New Jersey that have captured them and uploaded them on YouTube. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Let's see. Eagles Talons. Thank you for the 8-month membership and your support for my channel. I deeply appreciate it. So, y'all, you just tell me what you think it is, But it's definitely interesting to see this all going on, especially in these times that we're in. I'm sure it's not happening for no reason. If it's happening, I know the Most High is doing it for a reason. So, y'all, have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, and be on the lookout for my upcoming videos. Shalom, family. Oh, hold on. I have one more here. Thaddeus Peterson. Thank you for the super chat. I think the big one is coming eventually. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're talking about one was like 30 tons coming in. That is like insane to believe a piece of meteor came in Earth atmosphere that big. That sucker was huge. And they said that was back in May when that one came in. So, yeah, I'm sure there are going to be quite a few big ones coming in. I do agree with you on that. Thank you for your support from my channel. Shalom, family.